Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litsa and today it's all about the 1960s in our CAL hashtag Crochet Through the Decades CAL 2024. So everybody's entries for the 1960s have now been received. It was the end of September that I was waiting for each and every country to get to the same time as Sydney, Australia, and now I think that we're well and truly done and we have 16 entries, guys. So I'll let you know what our CAL's all about. I will show you what I made for the 1960s and what my inspiration was, and then I'll get you to sit back, relax, get a pen and paper because you need to jot down the number of your favorite make. Now, I know that's a huge task to ask, and I really do appreciate that you all, take this opportunity to just vote for someone. It's just a little bit of fun, guys. Everyone's a winner, we all know that, but it just makes it a little bit more special. Each and every one of you that's sitting there and cheerleading us on, though, thank you so very, very much. Everybody's company is so much appreciated. So let's get on with it. So you can see here we've got some lava lamps. I love lava lamps, and I had these in our home since my children were little, and I remember growing up with them as well. And I also have a photo of my mum and dad that I will show you in a moment, and a little bee. So you can imagine what my inspiration was. But let's talk about the CAL itself. So basically we have 4 decades that we're going to be drawing inspiration from whether it be the food, the clothing, so any fashion, the music, the colors, anything that inspired you, any new movie that came out, if there was a particular movement going on, like, if it was flower power, or if there was, a landing on the moon, or whatever it may be worldwide, whatever was happening in that decade, you can draw inspiration from. So you are only limited by your imagination, how you interpret all of the inspiration that you can draw from. So what I hope that you all do, and we've already done 2 decades, guys. So in August we did the 1950s, and we have a playlist, hashtag Crochet Through the Decades CAL 2024. It is such a mouthful on the channel, which you can go and see the video that talks all about the CAL and what's happened in the 1950s. And now we're going to be talking about the 1960s, as I said, and then October, which I'm currently already receiving some makes for, some entries, so excited, is the 1970s, and then November will be the 1980s. Now, I've said this before, the 1960s is the years that I was born, 1965 in actual fact, so the decade. It's very, very special to me, of course. The 1970s I absolutely love because they were my childhood years, and the 1980s I was a teenager and a young adult in my 20s, so I absolutely love the 80s. So I hear from a lot of you that you've been enjoying joining in as well, and it just brings me so much joy to know that. So what I do now is I collate all of your makes, and we have 2 jars, which will be the next video, the follow-up video to this one. In one jar, every single person that has entered, has sent an entry through, gets their name in that jar every single month that you enter. And in the other jar, there'll be 4 names. So a winner for each and every decade. And then at the end of this CAL, so early December, I'll be drawing 2 names, 1 from each jar. And there are 2 12-month digital subscriptions to a crochet magazine that will be going out to 2 lucky recipients. And like I said, we're all winners just by doing this and having just fun along the way, but it's nice to have a little prize as an incentive as well. So without any further ado, let me just show you some of the inspiration you may have drawn from. Now, we all know the 60s were all about flower power. And look at this, guys. Look at those colors, the flowers, the movement, the hippies, the clothing, everything. That just depicts to me definitely the 60s. Now, in there, we also know that there were lava lamps that came into play. There was the hairstyle, the beehive. The Beatles were on the, coming onto the scene. The twist was a dance that was very popular. And what else? There are so many things that food. What was the food? I always love talking about the food, the inspiration there. So let me have this here. It says Swedish meatballs, beef Wellington, porcupine meatballs, the Barbie doll, it says here, bell bottoms, go-go boots, mini skirts, all of that came into play. So this is why I thought I would have some lava lamps in the background just to set the scene and the mood. But I made a little bee, guys, because of course I thought of the beehive. So I interpreted the beehive being the beehive hairdo, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the history of it. Isn't he adorable? I actually love him. I finally made a little bee, and he's from the YouTube tutorial by Katie Being Creative, and it just says how to make a bee plushie. And in actual fact, our friend Rose from Rose Likes Crochet makes them from her as well. I found the little link in her video. So this is why I thought, you know, tried and tested pattern. I thought that I would make him as well. But I absolutely love him. And I will show you my mum's beehive hairdo on her wedding day. So my mum and dad got married in 1964. And we put this together for them for their 25th anniversary. And look at that hairdo, guys. Oh my goodness. And that dress. She looks like a Barbie doll all dressed up. And I love that the photo is black and white. So I thought that I would pop that over there for you. And that was my inspiration. I have looked at that photo many times, and I always thought how wonderful it would have been to have such an enormous hairdo. I would have grown at least another foot. So the beehive hairstyle, for those of you that are interested, and many of you that are hairdressers or just love fashion and history may already know this, but I certainly didn't. So the first beehive was created in 1960 by a stylist in Chicago. The beehive was intended to neatly fit under the pillbox hats that were very fashionable at the time, and the creator of the hairstyle is Margaret Vinci, V-I-N-C-I, and the surname is Helt, H-E-L-D-T. So there's a little history lesson for you as well. Now, I do have a little vintage crochet book sitting back in the background as well, and I will show that to you when I reveal everybody's name that goes with the number that I'm going to show you now. So stay tuned for that, because that has some very pretty makes in there as well. But I didn't want to overwhelm you today with history, so I gave you my little bit of history, and there's my gorgeous little make. I just think he's gorgeous. I can't wait to put him in the back there with all of his other friends. So now, have you got your pen and paper ready, or your notes in your phone, or whichever way you like to take note of the number that says to you, hey, pick me. Now, I know, like I said, it's very difficult, but don't let that deter you from actually putting a number down in the comments. And when shall we say this shall end? So by, let me have a little look on my calendar, because I really should have written this down, guys. Let's say we'll vote until the 10th. Yeah, let's say till the 10th of October, you have time to vote, which gives us a good week to do so. And then I will do the big reveal a few days after that, who the winner is, and, who belongs to which number, so which creator. So our very first one, so number 1, guys, get ready. There's the inspiration that they drew from, and I'll show you their make in a moment. So this person drew inspiration from the American TV show Rowan and Martin's called Laugh-In. Now, a lot of you might remember that show. This was a comedy series which debuted in 1968, and it featured actors such as Goldie Hawn, I adore her, Lily Tomlin, and Art Johnson. And this is the make that this person created. As you can see, it's a project bag. It's a canvas little bag. And they're all the little flower motifs. Absolutely love it. And it's large enough to fit small projects in there, we're told. So that is project number 1, guys. Remember, there are 16 in total. And the second one here, so number 2... Can you see? Yes, you can see the number 2 there. So the person got inspiration from the colors and accessories from the 1960s. The colors were pink, lime green, and orange. And this is a geometric granny square bag. And the yarn that was used is I Love This Cotton by Hobby Lobby. Beautiful. So that was number 2. Let's pop that down there. Now number 3 is another bag. So there's the number 3. This is the Breezy Daisy bag by All About Amy. The person says that they had a lot of fun making the bag. They learnt a new stitch, the waistcoat stitch. And it's now their new go-to one for the bag handle, because it's quite sturdy, they tell us. I do have another little photo here that I'll show you as well, with someone peeking through it. The inspiration came just thinking about the 1960s and flower power. Now, the yarn uses 100% mercerized 4-weight cotton from their stash. So there was some 24/7 cotton by Lion brand, Just Cotton by Premier, and some other discontinued cotton there as well. So let's just pop that up once again so you can see that it's number 3. Beautiful bag there as well. Now wait till you see this guy here. Now all of you Jungle Book fans, get ready. This is Bardwell, and he is what number do we have? Number 4. Can you see it down there? Now look at him, guys. I've got another couple of photos, so that's a side one. This guy is huge. He would be, I would say, about this tall when I've seen him, so I'm not sure what size that is, but he is amazing. So the creator of this one tells us, and here is a front pose, and I'll show you the back as well. So much work went into him. So much work went into everything. So this is from the Jungle Book. The film was first released on the 17th of November 1967, and here's a back view, even his little tail. This was the person's favorite character. Now this has been on their crochet to-do list for a very long time, and they said that this cowl was the perfect reason to move him to the top of the list. How awesome is that? So Bardwell is number 4, and then number 5 we have another little bee inspired by the beehive hairdo. So number 5, guys. How adorable, right? And then we have a beautiful blanket, so number 6. The inspiration was the flower stitch from the pattern Call the Midwife. And there it is there. Beautiful colours in that blanket. Beautiful. So that was number 6. And then we have another blanket, an inspiration. I'll tell you about the inspiration. This is number 7. So this blanket here. The inspiration is the 1960s colours of kitchen appliances such as gold, olive green and brown. And let me show you the stitch up close and the yarn used. Now this person remembers their parents choosing a brown stove and oven and a refrigerator. I think that is so cool. What a great memory. So thank you so much for sharing that with us, number 7. And number 8 is gorgeous. Look at this, guys. So this is a flower power blanket. So there's number 8. Want to make sure you see that while I go up nice and close. And look at the little flower motif, the little square. Beautiful. And I'll show you the whole blanket. It's in entirety while I talk to you about it. So there are a total of 30 squares. Every flower is a different colour. This person used yarn from a very full scrap bin. The pattern is the Crochet Daisy Granny Square by Nastasia. The inspiration was hippies, peace, love and flower power. Absolutely gorgeous. So like we said, number 8. And there's the little square up nice and close. So it is 3D, as you can see. Beautiful. Now, number 9 is so adorable as well. This is a camel. Now you ask, what was the inspiration? So the inspiration for this camel comes from the film Lawrence of Arabia. I love everyone's interpretations, which came out in August of 1962. The movie was based on the life of Thomas Edward Lawrence, who was sent to Arabia to liaise with the Arab and British Army in 1916. But the movie came out in 1962, and there's our camel, and that is entry number 9. Gorgeous. Love those lips. Look at that. And now this is so adorable too. They're all just gorgeous. I just love them all. How are you guys going to vote? So this is entry number 10. And this is a poodle applique. There's a lot of pieces there to sew in. Tells us the person who made it, who crocheted it. Now the poodles were the most popular dog in the 1960s, and the poodle appliques were put on all of the different clothes. I actually remember the poodle skirts. You know how they had the poodle applique on them, those nice flowy skirts? This is a paid pattern. The yarn is Style Craft Special DK, and a 3mm hook was used. And this little guy is 4 inches or 10 centimeters tall. Very, very sweet. So he was entry number 10, or she was entry number 10. And then we have some toys. So entry number 11 is some pocket toys. The colours and the toys inspired by the 1960s. Absolutely gorgeous. So there are 3 of them, a little monkey, a lion, and what's that down the bottom? And a little elephant. Very, very sweet. So that was entry number 11. Now entry number 12. So let me show you the 12. And up close is the shawl. and that has all peace signs in it. So let me show it to you here. So the shawl, so the peace sign shawl is a pattern by Spider Mambo on Etsy. The person who created it used quite a few thin strands of yarn to create their own 8-ply or DK weight yarn. That's why it's got so many beautiful colors in it. Gorgeous. Now, our cow, this person tells us, pushed this pattern to the top of their crochet to-do list. And of course, the inspiration was peace, love, and, you know, what was it? Make love, not war back in the day, something like that. Or was that? I'm not sure. So don't quote me on it. I shouldn't be making things up I'm not sure about. But this next one is something I definitely know about, and it is so super cool. So this person tells us that their inspiration was their favorite movie when they were growing up, Mary Poppins. And this one is going to be number 13, the crocheted scarf that she was wearing. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, some facts about Mary Poppins. The author of Mary Poppins is an Australian who is originally from Maryborough up in Queensland, up north of Australia. Now, there is a lovely story bookshop in the area which is dedicated to Mary Poppins. And wait till you see this, guys. The traffic lights, the walking symbols are actually Mary Poppins. How amazing is that? And let me just show you when the lights flash. I just think that is crazy. I don't know how I didn't know that, and I've lived in Australia my whole life. So, and I do like the movie as well. So thank you for sharing all that information for us, number 13. Now, number 14, I love this story. This is so awesome. Okay, so this person says to us, they had this bright yellow yarn in their stash and wanted to use it for the 1960s cow. So they started thinking, and the Beatles' 1966 song, The Yellow Submarine, just came to their mind. So they created a submarine. They said they just had to make it. This is a paid pattern by Ms. Premise Conclusion. The person used an F hook and a 4-weight yarn. F-hook and a 4-weight yarn to make it. So this is entry number 14, The Yellow Submarine from the Beatles song. I love that. So this person started off with a yarn and drew inspiration from it. Doesn't matter which way you get the inspiration as long as you get it. Now this is entry number 15. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful, and I absolutely love that brooch. So this is a crochet turban by Just Vintage Crochet on YouTube. So pretty. Look at the stitch in that, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. So thank you very, very much, number 15. And then we have lucky last, number 16, which is a knitted entry. It's a knitted top. How beautiful is that? So, so pretty. So that was entry number 16. There you go, guys. And that's it. Thank you, each and every one of you who's taken the time to send in your entries and to make so many gorgeous things. Like I said, guys, I don't envy you that are voting. I certainly couldn't do it, but I hope that you do in saying that, because it does make it a lot of fun. We'll come back. So voting will close on the 10th. Is that what we said? I really should have written it down. Yes, thank goodness for glasses and a calendar. So after the 10th, so midnight Sydney, Australia time, I will sit down, I will tally all the numbers, and then I will get the next video to you revealing who made what and filling those 2 jars with names. Now, I have got a bigger jar for all the entries, because last time, I don't know what I was thinking. I had 2 tiny jars, which will only fit literally 4 names in it. And then it'll be quite full. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the lava lamps in the background, my mum and dad's beautiful wedding photo, and my little bee, which I absolutely adore. Let's be real. He is so, so cute, even if I do say so myself. So, guys, keep your 1970 entries coming. We've got just under a month to complete them all. I need to now choose. I always say this, I always have a couple in mind and I'm never sure which way I'm going to go, and then last minute it just happens, just like all of us. The inspiration hits us there and then, and we're done, we're decided. And I wonder how many of you have some gems sitting in your crochet to-do list that you might pull out for this cow. I just love the fact that so many of us have been doing that. So that's it, guys. It's a wrap. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. 1960s voting. Let the voting begin. Until I see you all very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.